Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Relief Valve podcast. We took a break for the weekend. I didn't do the shitbag roundup on Sunday. We didn't do a show on Monday, so a lot to catch up with. I'm going to throw up several updates here today, as many as I can get done before I have to go to work. So the first and most interesting one was French President Macron gets slapped by his own wife. There's going to be several of these, and I hope that my over-exaggerated bunny ear quotations don't go unnoticed, because I did a show. I did an update on Michelle Obama's podcast, where she ends up kind of having a Freudian slip and saying some interesting things about herself and talking about her transition into a new life, not being by Barack's side so much and doing the podcast, et cetera, et cetera. And apparently, it went up perfectly fine on YouTube and Rumble. But TikTok didn't care for it, of course. So, because I was, affecting maybe the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign community. And they took the whole thing down. So, I'm going to refrain from saying that one individual might be a gentleman. I mean, it's going to say it in the caption. But aside from that, I'm not going to say it personally that Brigitte Macron might be something other than she appears. But so let's get into a little bit of it here, and then I'm going to show you the video because it's hilarious. It's worth watching. French President Emmanuel Macron got into a public slap from his wife Brigitte at Hanoi Airport, and it's a spectacle that says more about his leadership than he'd like. Video shows Brigitte smacking Macron as they disembarked. Per Protothema and AirLive, the Elise claims it was just teasing, but people on X call it physical abuse, and the backlash is real. I'll be playing let's play the video, and then I'll get on with it. So there it is. So Macron, already a global punchline for his woke politics and surrender to radical Islam, now looks weak at home too. Brigitte's slap caught on camera isn't a marital spat. It's a metaphor for France's decline under his watch. All right, of course the stupid editing tools on TikTok aren't working right. So, already a global punchline for his woke policies and surrender to radical Islam, now looks weak at home too. Brigitte's slap caught on camera isn't just a marital spat, it's a metaphor for France's decline under his watch. While Trump stands tall against our enemies, Macron's letting his wife emasculate him on the world stage. Pathetic. So, I think it's very interesting. Of course, there's a lot there. If anyone has watched Candace Owens' breakdown of this, she did a deep dive on Brigitte Macron's life and who she may or may not be. So much so that she even got served by lawyers hired by Macron, the Macron family, trying to give her a cease and desist to stop talking about it. Which is interesting. And she brought that up too, because if you're just spouting crap about someone that is very obviously isn't true, they tend not to really react to it, 8 to 9 times out of 10, because everyone is very aware that what you're saying is crap. It doesn't mean anything. You're making it up or you're over exaggerating it. So for the president of France and his wife to take the action that they've done against Candace Owens, seems like their cage is really rattled by her investigation into the whole thing. So and you guys can let me know what you think in the comments if you think that if that was too gentleman or not. But it also plays to how these elitists try to act, and it was funny to have the veil pulled aside so you could actually see what happened. because they always act like they're the perfect couples. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is, what couple it is. They always try to act like a great power couple. They're on the same side. They are united. They are one. You cannot tell that one is indistinguishable from the other. And to catch that whole thing on video, whatever was happening. Of course, he came out afterwards and he was like, "No, we were just playing. It was a little bit of wee and oh, you know." He came out and did an interview and bullshitted about what was happening there. And again, these elites will lie through their teeth to hide the facts and what is happening in plain sight of the people that they represent. So you can clearly see that wasn't playing, right? He gets hit by her, and is shocked and kind of taken aback, and then kind of almost goes to angry, and then turns, and all of the cameras and everything are right on him. You even see the flight attendant step back, like, "Whoa, okay, I don't know what's happening here," and then he kind of like very quickly hits a switch and smiles, and then he goes down the stairs, and Bridget follows behind him. But that didn't seem like play to me at all, because if a couple were playing, there would have been a little, they're kind of going back and forth with each other, and they both would have walked out together smiling or laughing over the whole thing, that they were having fun, and they just got caught in a couples moment. But that was the wrong couples moment for him. So how he keeps getting reelected in France, I have no idea. But he is driving France absolutely into the ground. If I have any French followers here, or you have family that's in France, I can elaborate on it, and maybe tell me a little bit more about how this guy keeps getting into office. Please, I'd love to hear how he keeps getting elected. But I just thought the whole thing was funny, and seeing a leftist shitbag leader just going through the thick of it in that moment he's on his private plane, and they could have a drop down brawl somewhere in the middle, somewhere in their private seating area. And instead, whatever it was so heated that my guess is it started in the main part of the cabin, continued as they went through the cabin, and both are heated, and then ended with that one final moment where she couldn't hold on anymore, and decided to take that. And it was just fun to see, because these are people that look down on Trump, look down on Americans, and you see these scumbags just going through the same thing or worse than everybody else. So there's the first update on Macron, and I got more coming up right after this. Like, share, support. Thank you, everyone. All the new followers. We're over 500 on TikTok, and we're growing on YouTube and Rumble as well. Thanks, everyone.